Kings and Queens, this is Marco from King Street Capital, just bringing you another market update on this Market Monday. And the Market Mondays are really just me sharing some of the pairs that is on my watch list and, giving some tips, showing my analysis and my buy and sell biases for the weeks or days coming. And so if you'd like to be a part of that, if you like to gather some knowledge and just discussions around it, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with anyone you think might enjoy this content. You can comment if you have any questions, if you have any additions that you would like to make. So we do this every Monday. That is our endeavor, that we would like to have this done every Monday, and we will just see how far we can push during the week as well, depending on the questions and things that we might get from the audience. So without no further ado, let's get started with the dollar index. So starting on the weekly, and we can just see that we are still following this. We are still following this ascending trend line for the longer period, but have reached this accumulation box that we are currently moving in. Let's just draw that in. And you can watch my previous video I made of some of the pairs and predictions that I made. We did make a couple of pips on our predictions, and we will go through that in a moment. We can really see that it has tested the trend line again, which was also a confluence with the support level, and we have just pushed further up. Let's just go lower, because we can see this little zone on the inside too. Let's say, for instance, it is around this area. We just go to the daily. So on the daily, we can see this level, which has acted as support and resistance, and back to support that it just bounced from. Price has pushed through this area of around about the zone of 95.000, and it has pushed back through, made a higher high, higher low still. So we are still following this uptrend. We can just see what the trend line gives us here. So this ascending trend line, you can see, has been tested a few times. It broke through, retested, tried to continue down, but the buying pressure was a lot here. What I'm also noticing is the zone of 97.000. Price has also tested this as resistance, broke through, and as it came back to retest, it broke back into this, this zone that we have, and came back to test the trend line, the ascending trend line, and has moved up. I do believe that price might give us a retest on 97.000, and before giving us a continuation to the downside. We are stuck into this zone, this accumulation zone after this push through, and we will just see what price does here. I'm not going to go any lower for the dollar index, just to keep the video quite short. Let's go to Euro USD on the weekly. So as I said, this was just the analysis and the drawings I had on my previous video, similar to what I was discussing. So on the weekly, we can see price is still stuck in this accumulation box. This is just the zone I drew here on 1.12,000. The price has broken through, or it has been stuck here for a few weeks as and tested this as resistance in this zone, broke out, broke back in, retested, broke down, And we just saw a demand zone here where buyers pushed and broke the resistance zone, tested it as support, and gave us a continuation to the upside. We have seen a huge sell pressure on the area of 1.22 thousand. Gave us a double top here, and we just saw the lower high made where we could expect a lower low again for continuation to the downside. Of course, the price of 1.12 thousand, which has acted as support, will act as support here again. And if we saw buyers push through, sellers came back in. But look at the interesting thing it's doing again. That's why we know there is a lot of buying pressure here. Similar to the dollar index, it broke out of this zone, broke through this support of 1.12 thousand, and broke back in without giving us a continuation here and gave us a strong bullish, it's almost a bullish engulfing candle. It's just the tail did not, exceed the previous candle, but it is a strong momentum candle. Gave us a double top in this area of about 1.15 zone, which it has previously tested. Let's just go to the lower time frame. So we can see all this bearish pressure here, but here are the bulls that in this zone are the buyers that were strong enough to push through this resistance on a that held for previous weeks. So it seems as though these bulls came back in as price broke through 1.12 thousand. So it has not given us a retest, and what we saw on the previous week and the trade that we took, it was quite a big trade. We made quite a few pips on this one. We saw that price has tested this as resistance as it broke through, made a bearish flag, and then gave us a continuation to the downside. So flags we generally test just to say, this was the previous push, the length, we took the same thing, and as price reaches this zone, we would just, before this area was created, that's just how we generally would test this. We would say around this zone as price came in earlier. This is the continuation length. You see, it's very similar. Doesn't always push through to the exact length, but more or less you can have a take profit. That is for the flag pattern. But we saw this double top being triple top being created. Well, we saw the double top in this zone, and we took the cells around about the 1.14900 area, and our stop loss was just a few pips above. We knew that this was a bit of pressure, and we hit our take profit. I'm just going to go into a lower time frame. So as I said, this is where price was making its flag. It tried to push up, but it could not, give us a close above this. It could not give us a close on 1.14900. As it touched 1.14900, I took the sell, and the take profit was around about this zone where we had a previous resistance area, and that was just a take profit. The one thing is, I really wanted to hold this trade a bit longer, especially after it gave us this retest past this zone. It broke through, gave us a retest, and this continuation I wanted to, but we were quite happy with this and discipline that we needed to, keep our trade as it is, not be greedy, just keep our trading psychology at bay. And we just left this to run because we knew that buyers, this is a zone where buyers would come back in. As we are seeing here, price is still making lower lows if you look at the bigger picture, but has not broken this previous higher low. I do believe that we would see maybe another push to the downside until this zone before we would see some more bullish pressure. And I do believe that we will be going back to test 1.1500, this zone. So our buys will be around this area. I'm just going to see on the market open how things go. And we will see how much we can make of that one. Let's go to GBP USD. On the weekly, this is also a trade we took similar to Euro USD. Market has came down, stuck into this consolidation or accumulation phase. This is on the weekly. We can see price has some strong bullish momentum and is creating some sort of flag pattern. And generally, we can just generally the market on the flag pattern, if that is your edge, it will give you another push to the upside. That is still what I'm looking for. I do believe that we will still get to the zone again of 1.42 thousand. And I am just bullish on this pair. I've seen this area where buyers have come in and broke through this resistance that held for a few weeks, and it is now slowly coming down. You see how the market is really struggling. It is coming down for a few weeks, but it's really struggling. You see it's making this spiral, and we saw the first test of the buyers. What's interesting, we drew the trend line, the descending trend line. Let me just go to a lower time frame. Okay, so these are let me just remove this so maybe we can draw it so that everyone can just see. I'm just going to keep the bias out because that is just our prediction from the previous week. We left it here. So if price fails to break this level, we might see another push to the downside, and we will be looking at buys at this area. Okay, so if we draw the trend line, so this is a descending trend line on the daily. Let's maybe just place it there. You can see that price has tested this trend line, tested it on this level, broke through, tested, came back to test, tried to continue back to the upside, but wasn't strong. There was not enough bullish pressure or orders to continue the momentum. And there was some big players here on this. Look at this strong Marubozu candle in this area. Broke back into this zone, or this, even if we do call it a channel, let's just see how we're going to something like this. So we can see that this is really a channel created. The prices broke back into the channel, broke out of the channel again, was rejected here again, created this double top, and we do see we could have, I spoke about the price of 1.36 thousand in my previous video. This is the price that is just keeping, it's like a wall, the market always reacts over this price. It has been rejected to the downside. If it does come to this area of 1.34 thousand, giving us a double top formation, and we will see how the momentum is around this area. I am looking to take a buy entry on this one. I'm going to see if the market does move below this previous higher low, I'm not going to continue, so my stop loss will be quite tight below this. Then we can see a continuation down to 1.32 thousand area. So where we could also see some reaction made there. So this is the zone that I'm seeing. If market breaks this low on 1.34 thousand, we can see continuation to the downside. And we will see for the double top here. But I am looking to take buys, whether the buy order would be on this area, and take profit would be anything from 1.37 thousand TP1, TP2 anything from 1.38 thousand up to 1.4 thousand. This is a long-term hold. I'm actually looking to go all the way up to 1.42 thousand. I do believe the market will go back to this level, but we just need enough momentum. So this will be the first buy area, and this would be my second buy area. TP1 will remain the same, 1.37. TP2 anything from 1.38 to 1.4 thousand. All right, let's see what we can see on the lower time frames. All right, on 4 hour, we can just see after this push, we have been boxed into the zone. So this is what I want to see. I want to see if price will break through this area, continuing down, or after this bullish push, just a accumulating phase. This is a good spot to buy if you do trades in between, consolidation zones, buying here and selling here. If you do buy here, the market will continue to, as I said, first take profit 1.37 thousand, and the second anything from 1.38 to 1.4 thousand. I am, however, looking for price to come lower. The lower the price, the cheaper it is for me to buy in. So I have, it also kind of lessens the risk in a way, in terms of our money management strategy and how I trade. All right, let's go to the next pair, which is the USD ZAR. All right, so I'm just going to move the drawing so we can just run through this again together. Okay. All right, so we are seeing a push to the upside and around about a accumulation area zone here. So let's just push it to this high. It's just this zone that is quite interesting in this area. You can clearly see it has tested as resistance, price has gone through that resistance and acted as support, tested as support. It is back at this level now. This is around, let's say, maybe around 16,000 or 16 Rand. Let's say just around that zone. And this area, so perhaps see it as a support zone. All right, so price has given us a strong push to the upside. Slowly came down, was afraid of these boys, got a few bullish pressure here, broke through. Hasn't tested this yet. It has tested it now November 2021 for the first time since November 2020, so 1 year. And got a strong rejection back to the downside. And if we pull the Fibonacci, this level, You can see this corresponds with the price and also the sweet spot that I like to call on the 0.5 area. So 0.5, 0.618, that is a area of interest for me when it comes to pullbacks or retracements. And we just drew the zone. Let's just go to the lower time frame. All right, so this is the zone that I drew, but I'm thinking this might be more or less the 15 Rand 15.00 zone. Just make it a bit neater. So for instance, let me rather do this. Let me draw the horizontal line. Don't want the ray, I want the line, man. All right, so we're just going to get that perfectly on that 15 Rand spot. Okay, here we go. Oh. Right. Right, so we can see that 15 Rand zone rule drawn. And where I took the sell in this, I saw the break to the upside, saw this rejection, the market really coming up, slow due to the bullish pressure, but there's still a lot of bears on this pair. If you can just draw a trend line. All right. So we have the ascending trend line and the descending trend line on the top side. You can see that we're really getting a squeeze here. This is a zone that price has previously tested as resistance, break to support. And this is around 15,500, 1550. And price broke through this level, retested, continued down, came back to this zone again. But as price broke through this resistance, it came back strong and didn't act as a retest and continuation to the downside. Gave us here a lower high on this range of lower highs, lower lows, still giving us a lower low here. And this is where we took the sell. As soon as it gave us a lower high on this range, on this downtrend, and on this, within this type of accumulation zone that we can see, I took a sell on this at this price, and we are still going strong. We have seen our first take profit, which was 15 Rand. First take profit hit. I am still hoping for the break and continuation up until anything from 14,500. Apologies, 14,600. So anywhere in this zone is where I am looking to have my second take profit hit. But we have removed some of the positions, throughout as Friday hit. And we just still holding in, and we're still seeing price giving us a strong push. It has broke this, the trend line in between, but it's now within that squeeze, the ascending trend line. It has been playing around this area, but now we're just seeing a retest or hoping for the retest. Can't really say hoping, but we'll see if the market gives us a retest around about this area of 15.20 and a continuation to the downside. Right, the next pair, USD JPY. Just running past this really quickly, guys. Because a lot of these things is still the same as the previous weeks that I had. USD JPY was just stuck in, just broke past this zone of 112.000, which it has tested as resistance for a few weeks. This is the second resistance area that we're currently at, and this is around 11500. But we're still seeing higher highs, higher lows made in this area. Let's go to the lower time frame. So we see the market continued made higher highs here, but on the RSI, it has made lower highs. And we're still having higher lows, but this is a zone that has given us a equal to a lower high, which we saw the potential for a continuation to the downside. We have, however, caught a buy on this pair as it broke through this area, 115.000, and gave us a continuation to the upside. We were weary for the double top being created before a continuation down, so our take profit was way below this higher high, previous high. So if we look at it on the 4-hour, we actually draw the trend line again, or the channel rather. Just a moment, around about this area. So this is the ascending channel that we have been monitoring, and usually price gives us a double top on that breakout of the middle or the previous high. We go to the lower time frame. You can see even another trend line here can be drawn. The price is currently stuck at, and it is giving us also another confluence with 115.0. So I'm just going to go through my first trade and go on the buys for the second one. So we saw that price broke back into the 115.000 zone. As it broke back out of this resistance zone, we took a chance on our analysis and we entered into a buy trade. The price gave us this retest at 115.000, and the continuation would be the touch of the trend line and also more or less here on the 116 area zone where we've seen previous rejections. And as we saw it, price gave us a strong rejection to the downside and is back to the entry. We are out of this trade. It was a beautiful trade, perfectly done, perfectly executed. And we see that price has now, I'm just going to remove this. My previous video has a full breakdown on that. We're just seeing price is following this ascending trend line. It is giving us, it has tested the 10th trend line, which was also in confluence with 115.000, gave us a strong push now to the upside. And it looks like it's not closed yet, but it looks pushing through to be a bullish engulfing candle. However, I am looking to see if we can take some shorts. So I might be tempted to look at this zone. Might be tempted to look at this zone for a sell. And then my take profit would be 114.500. This is the zone. Give us a push just above these resistance area zones here. So price is currently giving us a strong push. The market has opened, the US market, but I am bearish on this move here. If price does break through, give us a retest and continuation. We look for the double top area here and take sells. If I just draw this round about 116 again, and the take profit would be the same. If not, we will remain to keep our cells. I'm actually going to end the video just to get into the cell. Let me get into that cell there. I'm not convinced on that opening market. What I do see is that price might come back down, give us a break out of this, a retest, and a continuation to the downside. So that is my prediction. But if price does break above, if I'm not going to be inclined to take I'm not inclined to take or really looking to take a buy on this, but this can also be a buy signal for those who might be interested in that. I am really looking for price to get into this area and then give us another push to the downside. However, this is what I'm currently going to look at. Okay, USD JPY. I'm actually going to see if I get a trade in here. Okay. Apologies, guys. I'm just getting the trade up. You know how it is. Price is really giving us a higher highs, but really equal to lower lows on the. It's moving quite strong. It's moving quite strong. It has given us a lower low. If we look at this, if we look at this head, if we look at this one and this one, it's a lower low, so we push to the downside. This open just gave us a strong bullish candle, but it's okay. We're just getting in on a higher level. I haven't got the sell yet. Let's see what's price looking for here. 115,500 perhaps. Yeah, more or less that area. 115,610. 115,610. It's waiting. But while it is waiting, let's just go and see what we can see. I'll give an update on this trade if it did work while we wait for price to get to 115,500, 115,610. All right, they got to reach 115,500-ish. NASDAQ. Beautiful. I couldn't wait for this, but what we are seeing is that price has come down to this previous resistance zone and tested it as support once and is now on its way after this strong breakout and Morobozu candle that engulfed a few weeks. So we saw a retest. And a continuation to the downside. I can almost be sure that this is around 0.5, 0.618 area. Perfect. So this is the sweet zone. It has retested, came down, gave us a lower high, and continuation to the downside. So what I'm looking at is a buy. I'm looking to buy, but I want price to give me a level here. I missed out on price when it came here. I thought it would test 14,000 again before the continuation up. Looking actually to see if price makes a higher low here, and then the continuation to the upside. So hoping for here, I am going to hold, or I am in buy positions already, but I am going to hold price to get anything from 16,000 again, from 16,000 again to new highs, 16, 7,000, even 17,000. That is my predictions for Nasdaq. If it does give us a break here and a lower low, we will just have to reevaluate. But I am bullish on this market. It might give us just a retest here at 15,600 area, where it has tested as previous resistance, broke support, round about this area. This is the zone that we can look for a play around or a retest before continuing to the upside. So here, this retest and then continuation to the upside. Retest might even go as deep as this area. Might even be breakout, retest zone, and continuation to the new highs. That is my Nasdaq prediction. That is all my predictions. I'm just waiting on USD JPY to get into that sells, and I will give everyone an update on all of the trades that I took. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, comment if you have any questions or any additions that you would like to make. Share this with anyone you think might enjoy this, and I will see you guys in the next Market Monday. Please check out my Instagram page, King Street Capital, Facebook, King Street Capital, and Instagram, where you are watching, or YouTube rather, as you are watching now, King Street Capital. Thank you for watching all. I'll see you again next week.